Hey guys, my name's Adam if this is your first time here, and today we're going to be talking about Zoolander. It's a really fun movie. It was written, directed, stars, and I think even is produced by Ben Stiller, and you can really tell that he put a lot of heart into this movie. Not just by the fact that he took on so many roles behind the camera and in front, but also by the fact that he casted so many people that are dear to him. Particularly his father plays his agent, his wife plays his love interest, his mother is in this movie. I didn't realize it until I looked online. She plays the woman that eggs Mugatu. And he's even got a stepbrother and a sister and a few other odd people, I believe, in his family that play these odd, smaller parts in the movie. But for me, what was most notable about this movie is it's the first time that I started to take notice of this group that's known as the Frat Pack. This is that group of Owen Wilson, Luke Wilson, Jack Black, Will Farrell, Ben Stiller. A lot of these names are in this movie, and it was the first time that I started to notice, hey, these guys all sort of work together a lot. That's kind of cool. This movie, actually though, one thing that's interesting is Will Ferrell is part of that group, but he was sort of written in to replace Andy Dick. The role of Mugatu was originally written for Andy Dick, and if you kind of notice, a lot of people didn't really identify Will Ferrell as being this character. But I think that Andy Dick is sort of the perfect person to have played Mugatu. Not saying Will Ferrell didn't do a great job. I actually thought he did do great in that role. My favorite part of this movie was actually a line flub. The part where Ben Stiller says, "Why male models?" and David Duchovny goes on this long tangent and explains everything that has to do with the plot in detail with a video montage, and when it's all done, Ben Stiller replies with, "But why male models?" And he goes, "Are you serious? I just explained all that." David Duchovny stayed in character after Ben Stiller, messed up his line and said the wrong one. So it really was awesome and added a lot to the movie in this instance. A little mistake and an ad-lib really did, I think, ended up being better. Another thing that I thought was interesting about this movie is it's sort of, it's almost a story that could only be told by male models, because it's about a man that's so self-absorbed that the first time he loses an award for being the top model in the world, he starts to realize that there's more to life than himself, or as he puts it, maybe there's more to life than being really, really exceptionally good looking. It's only after he has a moment, it's only after he has an opportunity to sort of trump his rival and do something that he's never done before and get hired by Mugatu that he has interest in going back to modeling. By the end of the movie, spoiler alert, he kind of becomes a family man and falls in love. He saves the Malaysian Prime Minister's life, which I think was their sort of way of saying that he cares about more than just himself now, because he got in the way of... He almost takes a throwing star to the face and risks his life to save the Malaysian Prime Minister, which to me says that he acknowledges that there's more to life than himself for once, which is really cool. With that said, I've got to say that this movie it's a comedy. It's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. I remember when this movie came out, I loved it, but a lot of people sort of said that it's a really stupid movie, and that's... I don't really... I get that there's a lot of stupid people in it and a lot of stupid humor, but I don't know that it's fair to say that it's a stupid movie. But with that said, if you're not into, idiot characters and things like that, you're not going to like this movie, sorry. But if you do, you're going to love this movie. A lot of people really do love this movie. And great news, I read just today that, in 2008... Ben Stiller announced that he's going to do a sequel to this movie, and apparently in 2010 he was on the Jay Leno show and said that instead of calling it Zoolander 2, they're going to call it Toolander, which is kind of cool. Overall, I'd say check this movie out if you haven't seen it. I love it. Thanks, and have a good day.